Trade Secrets for Homeowners, episode 28. Are you guys sick of me yet? I'm sick of me. Look, this is the episode that I've been avoiding for a long time. It is the painting episode. Anyone who says they like to paint is a plain out liar. But anyways, I've gone around and I've done what's called a primer coat. Okay, very essential. This is your trade secret. You know. Always primer. I don't care if the drywall's been, painted over or whatever the reason is. Primer. Always primer. This is the stuff you want to use. Kills, all-purpose, interior, exterior primer, multi-surface sealer, and stain blocker. So, why primer? Because if you don't, then you're gonna end up doing 4 coats of wall paint, 3 coats of ceiling paint, or painting and painting forever. So you don't want to do that. Who wants to paint? Oh. But anyways, this is the painting episode. So again, we're in the master bedroom, and I've got 2 coats of Kills primer on these walls because I did this room a while ago. This is like episode 2, and so here we are, the painting episode. Okay, so painting is all about the preparation. Here I've gone through and I filled all my little nail holes already. And I use some white fluff. It's a wood putty filler you can buy at Lowe's. And they got all kinds, but what you want to do is ask the guy for fluff. But what are we doing right now? I'm going to show you the easiest way to tape off a hinge. Because you don't want to paint your hinges, so I'm just going to put a piece of tape on there. Line it up on that side. And take this off. Line it up on this side. I'm going with that leading edge there, on the side of the hinge. Also notice I have the door opened all the way up. It's in my pocket. So that way I can open and close the door and it's not going to, mangle up my tape. And then I'm just going to take my knife. I'm just going to ride right around that edge. Slippy-doo. There we go. Come back around here. This way. This is why I hate painting. Boring. Not that I want a roof, but, B-stairs are cool. I like doing B-stairs. I like some siding. I like trim. Woodworking, that's fine. But painting, you ever notice how painters are always, totally weird? That's because you have to be weird to do this full time. So, coming around like a go wrap that around, see? Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, I'm gonna move my apparatus. See, this is my tripod. You like that? I'm gonna move this the other side. We'll do the other side. Got my cameraman in place, so I'm gonna do the other side now. I don't want to paint the hinges, so I'm just gonna, again, line up on this here leading edge. Do. And I'm gonna come around here and line up on that leading edge. Do. Give her a pinchy. Ta-da! There you go. Now you can slather your paint all over it and not have to worry about getting it all messed up, huh? Oh, genius. Yeah, painting.
Employee health checks and social distancing. Plan your staycation at visiterie.com. Erie, Pennsylvania. Safe, fun, affordable.
Not even a gunpoint! And trade secret number 4, you paint the ceiling first. I know what you're going to say. Oh, you used semi-gloss on the ceiling? Weren't you supposed to use a satin paint? And that's the lesson I'm going to teach you for number 5, is that construction and carpentry and painting and doing interior remodeling is an art. It is an art. Do not let people tell you how to paint your masterpiece. Now look, my ceiling is perfectly frickin' flat, yo. Look at that. Because I do my own thing, and I'm an artist. Rule number 7, I don't know, can you even see this? It's so white, but yeah. According to my carpenter's eye, it seems to me as though these doors are probably going to need a second coat. I don't know, they're starting to fill in as it dries, but So I got to the back bedroom, and then I pooped out. This one's in good sunlight. Yeah, there's like pock marks. We'll see if those fill in by morning. And so this is what, lesson number 7 I'm going to teach you. Okay, so lesson number 7. It's always 2 coats. Let's have a look at that We'll see. It's high humidity right now, so it's going to take a minute for this paint to dry up all the way. But more or less, lesson number 7, 2 coats. I don't care what you do or how you do it, you're doing 2 coats. I mean, you're going to do 2 coats. You're going to do 2 coats. It's always 2 coats. Painting is so lame, I'm not even wearing shoes. Okay, so a little trade secret for you is on my first coat on doors and cabinets, I use a big fatty honker because that gets a lot of paint on the, whatever you're painting. Then you're gonna have to do a second coat. So, second coat, I use the fancy schmancy. Then it gives you a nice smooth finish. So, you're using the fat roller to put down a base coat. And Mr. Fancy Schmancy Pants, we call this a noodle roller, and this is going to give you a nice smooth finish. Trade secrets, painting. Sure, I sound like I'm complaining a lot about the painting, but to be honest with you, this is the most glorious, important, and all-time wonderful paint job I've ever done, because it took me 11 years to get to this point. And I'm finally going to escape Hatersville, Erie, PA, where everyone's like, "You're an idiot. You can't succeed. You'll never live your dreams." So all I got to do is do a stellar job in this paint right here. And luckily Marge, who's buying the unit off me, is on the same time scale I am. She wants to be in here before the snow flies. I want to be out of here before the snow flies because I do not want to be unemployed or shoveling off roofs or shoveling snow or any snow. See, the problem is that you people here in this town are salty and bitter because you haven't stopped and realized the fact that you live in a communist police state. That's what Erie County is. See, and then we voted for Donald Trump. Do you guys remember CNN came, MSNBC came, and they interviewed the owner of Joe's Gym, and they shot video of our decrepit room downtown, and Joe was talking about how back in the day, all these people had jobs, and the streets would be lined with guys with lunch boxes on their way to work, and now there's no manufacturing, and we lost GE. You listen to the radio, like every commercial on the radio is anti-Trump. It's all some old lady. "Well, I voted for Donald Trump in 2016, but he's such a mean man, and he says mean things, and he twitters that has nothing to do with presidential policy or the way the country is run." Look, man, a country is a business, and we have a businessman running it. We were doing great. So what happened? The Democrats released the plandemic. Go back and look up my episode, Orange Man Bad, and before that, coronavirus common sense. I've got 2 videos posted from months ago where I freaking told you so. Quit listening to the TV, turn off the radio, use your brains. How many more times do we have to go over this? Yep, so I achieved my goal, and I'm going to sell this trailer just like I said. I flipped it, I made a little bit of a profit on it, I didn't lose any money. But the whole point is to leave this town with one lump sum of cash in order to obtain a sailboat, because I'm getting off of this dirt swamp because of you people. Because you don't think, you just don't, you're sheep. The sheep will lead each other to slaughter. I mean, it's just pointless. Every time I try to, explain to you people what's going on, for instance, Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris as his vice president. Kamala Harris's parents are not American. Therefore, if Joe Biden drops out of the campaign, she legally and constitutionally cannot take the position of presidency. Therefore, it falls on the third party, which is guess who? Guess. Nancy Pelosi. Okay, that's the last door that needed a first coat, and let me tell you, it takes a long time to do doors. Oh boy. So now we're going to go back and do all the ceilings again. Okay, trade secret time. This would be like number 9. So I've only cut it into like here. You know what I mean? I didn't cut in the whole ceiling in the entire room, I only cut into there. I also try to keep the paint off the wall, and there's multiple reasons. Reason number one is you only want to cut it as far as that you can paint, because if your cut-in dries, and then you roll over it with fresh paint, you would now have 2 coats of paint instead of 1 coat of paint. Therefore, it's going to make a discoloration in your paint. So it'll always roll out, cut in like 4 or 6 feet, and then roll to it, and then cut in some more, and then roll that out. You always want your paint to go on wet. Okay, 1 ceiling down, 2 ceilings down, 3 ceilings down, hit the arch, painted it white, and closet ceiling's done. So, now we're on to walls. I know the doors need another coat, but odds are I'm going to speckle some of my colored paint, which is a conservative hue on the walls, so I'll probably get some on the door. So we're going to paint the walls, then we're going to paint the doors. But, in the meantime, I have to go do a job to round up more cash so I can buy the trim package. So tomorrow we're going to go do a little side job, and that's going to get us the money for the trim package, and get into that, so stay tuned. I'm going to tell you what, this is some weird paint. Is it silver? I don't know. Is it green? Is it blue? Is it light silver? Here it is wet. I did the master bedroom yesterday. I didn't shoot any video. I was, started putting it on the wall, and then here, sometimes it looks a little green. Maybe it's blue. Maybe it's gray like it's supposed to be. I don't know. But anyways, I like the color. And upon looking at the color, I've decided to, instead of do the clear coat stain on the base and the casing, this thing really pops with white against it. So I'm going to whitewash the 1x4 so all the trim is white. So everything's like white against this color. And this color is the most popular color that is chosen by people along the Florida coastline. So basically it's Camp Snowbird color. That's what it is. Now we're on the wall I just did. So what I did, I cut in about 4 feet, and I cut in down the corner. Before that dried, I rolled it. Roll. Kind of feathered it out over here a little bit. And I cut around my outlet. And then I went up here, cut over another 4 feet. And then rolled it, and kept going, and kept on, and kept going. So that way, your cut-in does not dry before you roll wet paint over it, because if you do that, then it's going to be 2 different colors. Okay, trade secret time. First of all, Gatorade cup for a paint caddy, because why would you buy one from the store? When you're done with this, you don't have to clean it out, you just throw it away. This is the Whiz. I'm the Whiz. It's a cutting brush. It has an angled tip on it. What you're going to do is very gingerly take her across. You're just going to touch that long tip of that brush. You're going to cut her in. It takes a little practice and kind of get it just right. Last thing you want to do is have to get out ceiling paint. Right? So your options are taping it. There's 2 kinds of tape. There's the green tape and there's the blue tape. If you tape the ceiling off with your blue tape, and then you peel the blue tape off, it's going to take the ceiling with it. The green tape is frog tape, and it costs $8.95 a roll, which is pretty steepy. But like, for instance, I used high gloss on my ceiling instead of a satin finish, which is standard procedure, because I wanted to reflect a lot of light into the room. The frog tape won't even stick, and I wouldn't even try touching it with the blue tape anyways. But those are a couple of trade secrets right here, and I'll show you a little bit something else about rolling along an edge of a... Okay, so I've been paying attention to my cut-in. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to dry up a little bit. And here's a trade secret for rolling around a header, which is what the arch is. So I'm going to get some paint on here with my big roller. But you notice how I'm not getting near the edge of the header. And there's a reason for that. Because if you get your soft and wet roller on the edge of the header, that's where you're going to have the little roll around and the bleedy blue, and it's not going to get tight edge. So if you want to get some paint on the wall, then you want to get your little itty bitty roller in a section like this, and we're going to just keep on working around. working her around. I want to make sure that our roller is in the ceiling. The trick is I'm trying to get most of the paint that's on the roller on the wall. I'm saving that leading edge for last. Can't see me. Give me a couple of weeks, nobody's gonna see me unless you're in a helicopter. Smell that salt here already. Well, the roller's mostly dry. I'm not gonna force it on there. We're just gonna paint some happy little trees over here by this happy little pond full of smiling little fish. And voila, see that? Nice edge on there. Oh, it's a trade secret, Sanchez. Okay, there's one part of the arch. Now we'll go over here, see. So now I'm gonna paint this wall and this wall the wall color because this is a soffit and it's painted the same as the ceiling is. But now I've got cut in the corner here and I don't want it to dry. Whereas this outside corner is just fine. You know what I mean? So I can skip off of this part. And my idea, you gotta keep running. So I'm gonna keep going down this wall because of this cutting line I got here. Because I don't want it to dry. It's gonna leave a stain. You'll see it in the corner. Thing keeping me from my sailboat. Whitewashing the trim and that whole trim package isn't really that big of a deal. I mean, it's still going to take a week, but I feel like I've been painting for my entire life! That concludes the arch room. One last section to go. The hallway. Gray. Blue. Oh. This paint's Sherwin-Williams Sensible Hue. And I was gonna go with like a light gray, but when I got to the store, there was a young millennial-aged kid at the register, the only one working. So he had a really difficult time finding the record of the paint I used in the bathroom, what my idea was, and da-da-da-da-da. But then the boss came in, and he knows me, and I said, Steve, what's up? And he's like, what are you up to? And I said, I'm painting this trailer. I already got it sold, and I'm out of here. He said, good for you. Blah, blah, blah. I get to talking. Turns out that some rich lady from Fairview ordered a 5-gallon bucket of Sensible Hue and never picked it up. So I Googled it in the store and looked on Pinterest, and you know, it's kind of a greenish, silverishy, blue-looking color depending on the photo and the lighting. But when I figured out that I went down 3 paragraphs and read that it's the #1 choice of all the coastal remodelers and interior decorators in Florida, all down those beach houses, this is the #1 color. This is the color Snowbird, like literally. So I guess that's going to be your final trade secret is the paint never looks like the color that it does on the swath in the store. So really, I mean, look, you can put the sample on the wall, go get a quart, you know, and roll out some on the wall, but is that really going to give you the full broad spectrum? And I'm going to tell you something about this paint right here. I'm totally down. This stuff is cool. I mean, it's like 3 different colors. It's awesome. It's my new go-to paint. Here it is, just painted, not totally dry yet. See how much darker it is? It's weird. So that concludes episode 28 of Trade Secrets for Homeowners on YouTube, the painting episode. Please remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell. And the next episode will be 29, and we're going to go to Kevin's house and do some soffits, so stay tuned for that mess. And I really love this paint. I mean, this paint is cool.